when growing up, we heard about the Long Juju of Arochukwu. It is
the Long Juju of
Arochukwu. You
Okay.
can Google it.
Yes.
So this story is about a deity, like how do I describe it? Like juju, where you go to the native doctor.
Yes.
So when people have problems, they go and then they give judgment. Yeah. Okay. So what was happening was when two people had problems, they go to Long Juju of Arochukwu. But whoever loses the case never goes home. And then they kill you. Mm-hmm. That was what they were saying. Mm-hmm. But subsequently, we've been hearing that what was actually happening was that it was a trick. Mm-hmm. So when the individual loses the case, they take them to the back and slit the throat of an animal. Mm-hmm. So as you're leaving, as the winners are leaving, they see the blood flowing out. That means the juju has taken the individual. Mm-hmm. Turns out that that was a trick for trade, for slavery. Mm-hmm. So they take those people to sell them into slavery and cut up the animal, and then you see the blood. So you forget about your kinsman because they've died. So this was like the highest court in the land that you have to be sure, because if you lie and you get there, you're not going to come back. Right. So we're hearing subsequently that it was a trick where they were into human trafficking. Wow. And people are now trying to dig deep to find out if it was actually true what was happening, because when they couldn't find people to sell, they started kidnapping because people were making money out of it. Mm-hmm. And when you see a lot of the slaves who have like from our part of the country, they are so prideful. That was why when they came down in Atlanta, they held hands and drowned, because they said, we cannot go into this to become slaves. Right. So that Long Juju of Arochukwu, I think you can Google it. There's so many variations of the story, but it all ended up like a scam just to conduct human trafficking. Wow. Yeah.
Never heard of it. Yeah. Long Juju of
Arochukwu. Let me see if I can pull it up. Let me see.
What's the last word? Or
hold on. Yeah. So you can't see. So it has the Long Juju slave route of Arochukwu, and then it has Arochukwu, the Long Juju shrine. So there's a lot of story.
Okay, I'm going to check it out. Thank you so much for that.
Yeah, you really need to. I'm still fascinated with the story because even the people from Arochukwu up to today are respected. Okay. Yeah, Ibinukbadi. Yeah, that's it.
They respect them, but they're the ones who sell out the people.
No, but they're still good businessmen.
You see, you're reasoning the same.
They're still good businessmen.
I am saying to myself, look at them. They sell out us. They sell out their people.
Because it's business. They're making money. Up to today, in my culture,
so they don't care them if they sell somebody to get money.
That's what they were doing. They were one of the tribes that had the biggest trade secrets nobody could ever figure out.
Do you know that there's a saying that no white man went into Africa and got Africans? It's Africans who sold Africans?
Yeah, but it's true.
God, it's
we
devastating.
Sold our people.
It's devastating.
Yeah, we sold our people. We gave them to them. Yeah, we gave them.
They got to pay.
Yeah, we made the money. Yeah,
but they got to pay. Karma will get them.
Of course. The families that did it, we can't say because it was, and we have a caste system in my culture. You have the true bloods and the slaves. So we actually had slaves working for us as in our culture. We had slaves. Yeah. So selling people off wasn't a problem for them.
But what is you see? I heard that you had slaves, and you admit that. But what we were talking about in the Caribbean and so on is chattel slavery.
Reduced to property commodified, or sometimes recognized as human when they were criminally charged, but otherwise in the system they were considered legal property.
You were enslaved, your children were enslaved, your children's children.
That's it. Yeah, so that's it. That's how it is with us. And if you're a true blood and you marry from that caste, you taint your blood. Your family kicks you out, you go to that.
But does it mean that all what you work for and so on would never be yours? It would be somebody else's? a person who was enslaved, could that person redeem themselves? Could they have a job by themselves?
So they were supposed to be slaves all their lives. But for us, I am personally against it, right?
Yes.
Because the reason being that all the systems were created by people who were selfish. But the funny thing was that when Christianity came, the rich people sent their slaves to the white man's church and the white man's school. So now there's a different tilt to it because the people who were the outcast are the people who are more educated. There was a story by Chinua Achebe, one of the Nigerian artists, about Esusu, who gave out his slave to the white man's school and the white man's church. And the slaves got education and his kids didn't get education.
Oh.
Yes. Yeah. So there's a lot of stories around it, but I'm one of those people against that. Yeah. And I speak up against these things because I feel everybody should have equal rights. We're having problems in the world today because we have billionaires. One person is holding 1 billion people's money. That's why we're having a problem, you know. But in societies that were like where we grew up, where you had people who were like custodians of the people's wealth, who made sure that everybody got a piece of it. Like in a socialist system, it functions. But now you have one person owning 50 or 500 houses and people are on the streets. And you can't even put them in a housing because they have to go, you need, like we said, you need to fit a certain criteria for you. And then you make a certain amount of money, you can't get health care. So the question is, you know, like, where are we headed?
Well, I think fundamentally it's human nature. It's human nature, and greed is in every culture at every level. But I can't account for, you know, consistent enslavement of people over time, because it tells me not only the people who were enslaved, the people who enslaved were also going through a different kind of
slavery.
Yes.
Slaves.
I don't want to even equate them the same, but you have to be a special kind of monster to be able to do that.
So there's this saying we have back home: when you take if you take something from a child and raise your hands will hurt while the child hurts. Yeah, because you're trying to keep it away from the child. So you're going to raise your hand up and the child. So both goes through the same pain. Yeah. But you think you're inflicting pain, but you are in pain. Yeah. Yeah. So.
Well, let them how much you can endure. All right, we can go on and on with this. Because that same child might turn around and do the same thing to somebody else. But thank you so much.